everyone, my name is Bentham and let's go. Today I want to talk to you about a stories. Fall forward, spring back. It was the first Friday in November. Daylight saving time ended that weekend. Remember to set the clocks back an hour on Saturday night, said Nola's teacher. Spring forward, fall back. Nola didn't pay much attention. At 8 years old, she'd been late so many times. She figured she'd go on that way forever. She'd be late for her first job, her college graduation, her wedding. And if you like paradise, he added, don't forget the one in the Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Nola had never been to the fall party. The night of dinner, she asked her mom if they could go. I won't be her Sunday. Mom remembered her, but I bet Hubble could take you. Hubble was Nova's big brother, 16 and all the way sleepy. He would be in charge while the mom was away. Don't forget, Mom said, daylight saving times end this weekend. I don't really get it. Nola confessed. Are we actually saving daylight or just moving around? Nola's mom smiled, moving it around. She said, in November, we set our clocks back an hour, so the sun rises earlier in the morning or seems to set early in the evening. In March, we do just the opposite and the sun sets later. Crazy stuff, Pablo yawned. Saturday morning, the mom kissed them both goodbye and drove to the airport. That night, as Noah got in bed, he thought back to her teacher's words. Spring forward, fall back, or was it fall forward, spring back? Fall forward sounded like better, so she set her clock forward an hour, just like that. It was past her bedtime. He was late again. Tom, Nola's son, is not my friend. Nola overlapped the next morning. When she woke, her lap clock said 10:15. She ran and rushed her brother out of bed. When they reached the parlor route, thought there was no pretty. It seemed they missed the whole thing. They turned and headed home. On their way back, they spotted their neighbor friend. He was coming around next to an 8-foot bright orange pumpkin. They walked over for close look. Frank saw them drop into a green. The early birds get their worm. He cried. Noah and Pablo looked at each other. Pablo had never been early for anything in his life, either. Me ahead with the float, shouted Frank. You too, Missy. Frank put the box to work for more than an hour. Then they were done. His boat looked fantastic. So Pablo said at last, I guess you're all ready for next year's party. Next year, Frank cried. Try this year. Nola and Pablo cried blank impossible. Wait a minute, wasn't a brother at the 10 o'clock today? Was a 10. Frank cried. Will be a 10 is more like it. He turned his Bridgewater toward. It's at 9:13. He chose his wristwatch toward them. It's Nola laughed for joy. I fell forward, she said. I needed to fall back. She had sprung forward an hour when everybody else had fallen back an hour. That meant she and Pablo were now 2 hours ahead for everybody else. For once in their lives, they were early. The early bird gets the worm. Noah cried. Frank nodded. You got it now, Missy, he said. It was all a mistake, but it turned out a great mistake. It's why the road in the party on flamed both float. The dear and everything your sign. It's also why, from that day to this, Noah had made sure to be early to everything. 2 minutes start, not 2 hours. At the kitchen. It's a pop. Eggs, pops, bubbles. It's too bad. Jan still known. I wonder to someone. The history of house cats. Cats are world's most popular pet. However, they are different from most other tame animals. Cats are friendly, but they don't need help for others. They usually hunt and live alone. Cats also don't work for humans in the same way that dogs, cows, horse, and sheep do. This means that cats and humans are a friendly pair. So, how did cats become some of our research friends? Some scientists think the cats were first tamed in the Middle East about 12,000 years ago. At that time, this pattern began to grow and store again for food. Wow, it's so far. Oh, my grade is like that. Oh. Some scientists think that cats were first named in the Middle East about 12,000 years ago. You'll see that one. At that time, people began to grow and store grain for food. People might have started feeding cats, wedding beef to cat because they were happy. So we had to relax or near about a station to hunt them. That one is stationed on that. And some scientists that cows were arranged or frozen is was to know about a reach of the pets. Some scientists think that people with simple mayhem like the quails get looked. Cats have big eyes and round face. And in other words, people may have taken cats because they have taken in cats. The friendship between cats and people grew over time in ancient times. For example, cats are natural animals that brought good luck. Some of their gods even took the form of a cat. People in ancient times that made mummies of the dead as a sign of love and respect. They did the same way of the repent. Every single thing that's changed has spread quickly around the ancient world on tree. That were thought by part to have mice in their way. Cats traveled all over Europe and Asia on train ships. They arrived in China and India about 2,000 years ago. In Asia, they have kept mice away. In the Middle Age, and how many people in Europe began to fear cats. Believing them to an evil, they had spoken about quickly. People who kept cats and even turned into them. Even so, many people kept tame cats during this time. Cats were so useful for hunting pets. Today, indoor pets cats live differently from the cats of the past. For thousands of years, tame cats like a mostly outside. They didn't become house pets until 1967, when kitty later became more common. Today's pet cats look a little different. In the past, tame cats looked like the wee one cousin. Many European cat strips are often bred with nearly cool cats. In 18 in England, people started to breed cats in. Oh, what is it? A dog? The first cat show where people could go to see fancy cat breed was held in London. The winner was President Cat, a Bison, Bursting Short Hair, Russian Blue. Close the door. Cats have made friends with people all over the world for thousands of years. Since they first came into town speaking food, cats have won us over to their playful and grace. Goodbye. See you again. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Bye bye.